Welcome back to another video on B. Richter's Movie Corner. It's been 3 weeks since I did a video. I was on vacation, busy with work and everything. So just let that go and we'll get right down to business here. Today I'm gonna do a review of Sleepaway Camp 2 Unhappy Campers. Now this is the one that came out like 5 years after the first one. And then as far as the storyline, it's actually kind of like 4 years later. Renee Estevez and Pamela Springsteen are the main stars in this movie. Most people who know Bruce Springsteen would know who Pamela Springsteen is. Obviously, they're brother and sister. And you know, basically the plot is this is like kind of a continuation of the first one. In the beginning of the movie, it's got all these kids in the camp, and they're talking about Camp Airwhack, which was the first movie. And I believe this one is on Camp. Can't remember the name of this camp, but I think it's Camp Rolling Hills. And basically, you know, they're all talking about that Angela had a sex operation and changed her into a girl, and they're making jokes like she's the facts of life. She's a fat kid on the facts of life, or the fat girl on facts of life. Anyway. So basically, this is like Angela is like a counselor in this one, and she goes around, and eventually people piss her off, so she ends up slaughtering them. It's got some creative depths in this. You got a woman who gets drilled while she's in a car, and you get the one with the most famous kill in the movies where she sticks a girl into a outhouse and drowns her into shit and piss and flies and maggots and all that, and then she ends up getting drowned in that. And then she burns a couple people. She cuts people's throats. She chops a person's hands off. She does a lot of cutting throat in this. I noticed that. Getting back to the plot of the movie, I really like this one. I know a lot of people that rate this a lot higher than the third one. Some people actually rate the third one higher than the second one, or vice versa with the first one. I saw this, let's see, I seen this in 1990, so it's only been 26 years since I've watched this movie. In that 26 years, I've come to enjoy, and always every summer or when I feel like just popping a great movie, great horror film, or to where I can laugh and get excited about, I'll pop in Sleepaway Camp movies and I'll just watch them. So I know this is available on Blu-ray. So is the third one. I eventually will be getting those in the future. But I'm happy just to have the DVD. I mean, I did have the VHS years ago, but you know, DVD became a big thing back in the late 90s, and I just eventually just took my VHS and got rid of them to get money at a pawn shop to start collecting DVDs. But now I kind of regret that now, because some VHSs are hard to come by, and you know, they're now VHS is not what it was 18, 19 years ago. Yeah, you also have Brian Patrick Clark. A lot of people may remember him playing on General Hospital. And you have the late Walter Gotel, who plays Uncle John. Now, a couple of little things in this movie. The director, Michael A. Simpson, he wanted to do Sleepaway Camp 3 Teenage Wasteland. He also did a comedy movie called Fast Food. He's done a couple other films, but he just recently produced a movie with Jeff Bridges back in 2014 or 2012, sorry. Getting to that, a lot of his characters in this movie are named after the Brat Pack characters from the 80s. I mean, obviously this was made in 1988. It didn't get a release until 1989, I believe, because I think the third one got a release in 90, because they were both 2 and 3 were made back to back. But they made a lot of the characters named after Brat Pack members. Like There was a character named Rob, Rob Lowe, Molly Ringwald, Amelia, Maybe Estevez, Charlie Sheen. You had someone, Ali Sheedy, um, Mayor Winningham, uh, Uncle John Hughes, the guy who did all those films, produced them or wrote them. I could go on and on, but yeah, that's a great little just a characterization of a little nitpick, not in the nitpick, but a little side note that I thought was pretty cool and pretty interesting how they did that. They also did somewhat something like that for Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland. Um, now, you've got Renee Estevez, as you know, is Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen's sister. She becomes um, the main girl, you would say, and she did a really good performance in this. So did Pamela Springsteen and Angela Baker. I mean, she went on to play in Sleepaway Camp 3, and Pamela Springsteen did. And she's not the only actress who's played Angela twice. Felissa Rose played her in the first one and returned to Sleepaway Camp, and she played her in 2 and 3. But she definitely did a great performance as Angela Baker. Um, and then a another little side note here. Fans of The Walking Dead. There is a scene at the end of the film where Pamela Springsteen, Angela Baker, is picked up by this woman on the side of the road that's driving a truck, and that actress who plays the person driving the truck played on Walking Dead in season 6. I believe it was the episode where um, Carol and Maggie are captured by these women, and she's the heavier set woman who played in Sleepaway Camp 2. So check that out and look it up on IMDb or Wikipedia or whatever you'd like to look up stuff in that. But yeah, I mean, this was definitely an interesting sequel. It definitely had a lot of comic parts in it. You have Angela who dresses up like Leatherface and ends up having a chainsaw and has a Freddy's glove and a Jason's mask because a couple of the kids are trying to scare her, so she ends up capturing them. I thought that was pretty cool because the 80s was pretty much Michael and Jason and Freddy and Leatherface's thing back then because you had so many sequels that came out from them. Michael wasn't included in that, surprisingly, but yeah. So I mean, you got these great kills. You got the great the acting is subpar. There's certain actors in there that didn't do. They did their job well because of what the low budget that they had and all that. Directing was pretty good. I mean, the music was some great music, heavy metal music from Anvil, Dead Milkmen, Hurricane, Obsession, and John Alton, who actually, I believe he did. Yeah, he helped on the third one as well. And this one got some great special features on here. I mean, there's probably a lot better special features on the Blu-ray, but on here you got the trailer and a behind-the-scenes footage, and you got a commentary. So yeah, I mean, as far as giving you a good rating, if I was going to rate this on a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably give this a 7. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. And it's got the special effects is basically practical effects. There's not a lot of because this is 1988. I mean, there might have been certain kind of movies with like CGI, but not like that is today. Because there's a lot more visual effects back then than they are today. A lot of people just use CGI for blood and all that stuff. But from being 1988 and being almost damn near 30 years, it's definitely held up on its own. It definitely has a lot of mullets. Definitely has a lot of nudity in it. You've got a bunch of gore, so it's a great 80s classic sequel compared to other films that have came out after, like in the 90s. There's certain horror films in the 90s that tried to make a franchise and just kind of fell flat on their butt because it didn't work out. But this definitely is a pretty good sequel, in my opinion. Would I recommend this? Yes, I would. And yeah, so that's going to be the end of the Sleepaway Camp Unhunted Campers movie review. If you have any comments or questions, just leave them down in the comment section below, and I will catch you on the next video. Not sure what it'll be, but it won't be 3 weeks before you see me again, I'll tell you that much.